Hey, what's going on, guys? It's History Obscured, and today I'm going to be going over the Wonder Twins that go by the name of Peter and Paula Imafidon. Alright? Now, they were fraternal twins, okay? And the achievements that they accomplished were done at a very young age. Alright? We're talking in between the ages of 7 to 9, where they were specifically advanced in mathematics. Okay, now the reason why I'm touching on them is because when it comes to excellence, okay, a lot of the time black excellence is not published a lot, neither is it made known, and there's many different stories of young children that have come around to achieve many great things, okay, and I will touch on them. But with these two specific children, alright, that were of Nigerian descent, their achievements were just out of this world. And they were given their accolades for their achievements. But again, something that I look into is how big the accolade is being pushed. Alright. Now, many people may know about their achievements and what they've done. Some people may not, okay, and hence why I'm going to be going over their history and to show you how intelligent these young children were and still are today, okay? But I'm also going to speak on what they achieved at a very young age, all right? So, again, like I mentioned before, they were of Nigerian descent, and their family originated from Edo State in Nigeria, and they were actually raised in Waltham Forest, northeast London, which is actually the same borough that I came up in. Okay, and they actually became widely known as child prodigies after passing their maths exams at extremely young ages. Okay, so we're talking about their A levels in maths. Okay, which is normally taken by students that are around 16 to 17 years old. Okay, so like I mentioned before, they were doing this in between the ages of 7 to 9. I believe that they took their first ASA level mathematics paper and they passed it when they were still in primary school. Okay, so like I mentioned to you, these weren't no average kids. Okay, they had a lot of skills, a lot of talent, and they were able to exhibit that with the type of grades that they were getting. Okay, they were getting in between A to C's with these exams that they were doing at the age of 8 years old. All right, so we're showing you that their excellence that they attained was on another level. All right, and not only that, when it comes to A levels, yes, they did that, but they also partook in passing in Cambridge's advanced mathematics paper at the age of 9. So we're talking about Cambridge University here. All right, now to be in university, you have to be from the ages of 18 and up. Okay, they were doing advanced papers from Cambridge University at the age of 9. All right, so when you look at the greatness that they achieved, it's out of this world. And again, many people may not know about these achievements. Some people may know about their achievements, but this is definitely something that shouldn't have only been televised. This is something that, should have been blown out of proportion to the next level. You understand? But, it is what it is. But again, their genius and what they were able to accomplish at that age is beyond me. Now, if Imafidon family in general, they were a successful family when it came to academics in general. There were different aspects of academic education that they focused on. Now, when they aired the interview of Peter and Paula Imafidon on BBC News some years back, the father clearly stated that he wasn't a mathematician. He stated that, he said that maths isn't his field. All right, but Peter and Paula Imafidon's older sister would give them work to do, and they taught them a method on how to make mathematics easier. And ever since then, they capitalized off that, and they were able to use that principle to help them with solving maths equations effectively and efficiently. All right, and this is basically a the route that they took to get to where they were at that time. All right, and if you actually watch the video, I believe it's a 3-minute video, they actually say that it was fun. They didn't even say it was fun. They said it was like a game. All right, which obviously makes it fun, but the fact that they used their understanding and created a game out of it shows you the reason as to why they advanced so much. And that just goes into the way that you deal with the young mind. Okay, they were very confident in their abilities and they were happy to do it. All right, and I believe that when you look at greatness coming from an individual, especially of a young age, is definitely something that shouldn't be bypassed. All right, but like I said, it wasn't hard for them to complete because they loved doing it, so again, just going back to the father, Professor Chris Imafidon, often emphasized that the children's achievements came through disciplined learning and educational development. All right, so like I mentioned, they were disciplined. They were given the direction mainly from their older siblings. But what he was basically trying to say was that it didn't come naturally. They were challenged. They were given the tools, the resources, and the time in order for them to get to the level that they were at that time to do a university paper at age 9 and A levels in college. All right, and not only that, they were actually considered to be fast-tracked into secondary school at the age of 9 because of how great their wisdom was when it came to academic education. All right, so these are the type of things that when I look at, it's very inspiring to me, because it shows you that if you work the young mind right, they can create so many different things and become 10 times greater than the generations that came before them. All right, so this is definitely something I wanted to cover. The genius, the wisdom, the understanding that they exhibited was from another level, and this just goes into the great excellence that come from the black people in general. All right, they are, again, I have been doing a bit of research. There's not really much resources out there that I've come across, but they have definitely advanced now in terms of their education, and they are doing a lot. All right, but again, I don't ever want something like this to just go under the rags because of one, who they are, okay, being of color, especially in a Western society that promotes, majority of the time, Western ideals. You're not going to get much recognition being of color when it comes to making achievements. And again, it is systematic, it is done by design, but it is what it is. I'm just happy that I was able to witness and see the greatness that these two children accomplished at that time. And it takes off a lot of those stereotypes that come with our young children. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. I hope that you enjoyed the video. There is more information on Peter and Paula Imafidon if you would like to learn. But yeah, that is the basis of it. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Again, subscribe to the channel for more content. I've got some big things coming. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. That's it from me. History Obscured. Peace.